time for the Film Crickets with Jay Fortier and Chris Martineau. On this week's episode, number 41, Jay, Chris, and their special guest from the Tad and Drex Morning Show on Atlanta's B98.5 FM. Tad Lemire, Jay, Chris, and Tad review the 1998 crime comedy neo-noir film, The Big Lebowski. Does it stand the test of time? Let's find out. Your Film Crickets are on now.
Hey friends, my name is Jay Fortier. I'm along with my good friend
Chris Martineau.
Hey, what's going on, my man?
Nothing too much.
So, well, we are
just waiting to talk about dudism.
Well, we are very excited right now to have a former Rhode Island broadcaster that was working at a station that I used to work at, Cat Country 98.1, and now he currently works in Atlanta. His name is Tad Lemire. Tad, welcome.
Boys, how you doing?
Doing all right.
Thanks for having me in to talk about the greatest movie that was ever made in the history of time.
Okay. Well, wow. Kind of takes some thunder out of my first question there, Tad, but that's fine.
Please don't say that it's anything but number one. Come on.
Oh, no, I'm not going to go down that road. Absolutely not.
Citizen
Not
Kane ain't nothing.
Rosebud, White Russian, that's all I got to say. Due to the beverage here. So
exactly.
In case we haven't tipped our hand a little bit, I guess this week, and it said in the or how we feel about this movie this week, we have The Big Lebowski. So Jay, I'm going to ask a question. Is that all right? I'm going to start off with a question, Jay. Is that cool? All right. So Tad,
what about asking the guest if he's okay with the question?
Well, Tad, that's because this question's coming to you. All right. So here's the deal. We reach out to our guest, right? And we got these really great guests, and Tad, I'm really glad you're here with us today. And we kind of, since you're the guest, we asked, what do you want to see? And you brought up The Big Lebowski. Now, it seems as though, I don't know, I think you've hinted at how much you like this movie.
Oh,
but,
yes. Okay.
But what I really want to know is, why this movie? Why did you suggest it? It's because it's so... You think it's great, or is there a reason that you think it's so great? Like, why did you... I'm going to go on a podcast with these two knuckleheads who I've never met before, and I'm going to talk about The Big Lebowski. So why The Big Lebowski?
Well, because you guys do a podcast about movies, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And you asked me to pick a movie between 1980 and 1999, and we were going to discuss whether or not it stood the test of time.
Yep.
And my number one favorite movie is... The Big Lebowski, and
Okay.
I believe that The Big Lebowski can be discussed anywhere from on podcasts to in college. There should be a class on it in college.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
In terms of especially character development.
Mm-hmm.
But I couldn't. I don't watch a terrible number of movies. I'm a film minor in school, and now every time the flickering lights of the silver screen come on, I fall asleep. I get up at 4:00 in the morning, and the only time I relax is in front of TV or movies, and so I literally can't make it through. I've fallen asleep in front of some of the most, like, you'd be like, what? Like the Lord of the Rings, you know?
Wow. Well,
but that's got a pacing.
And I
you
hadn't
can make
even
the
read
argument.
Oh.
That was a long movie, right?
It's a couple of movies.
Yeah.
So what we're getting at here is, and I'm trying to unwrap the mystery that is Tad. I want to know, like, what was your motivation? Your motivation says to me, in talking about this movie, is it's not just a weird movie. There's a lot of depth to this rather odd film, would you not say, right?
You can really, I will judge a Chinese restaurant by their egg roll. If your egg roll is good, then the rest of the meal is probably going to be good. Like, you should, to test out a Chinese restaurant, you should just order the egg roll.
So before we get like too deep here, so what's the egg roll of this movie?
Well, I'm just saying, with The Big Lebowski, you can kind of judge a person by whether or not they find the movie weird or not. And
I understand.
Admittedly, it's a little odd, but a lot of people can't make it past the first 10 minutes.
Sure.
Because it does come off like very strange, and you've got this deep voice, it's but for me, I was just like, oh, I want to see more. Did you guys have that same experience?
Yeah.
Jay, I'll let you feel that one.
Well, I'm a newbie for this one. This is my debut for this movie. It's just,
I know.
I tell you,
that's
Tad.
exciting.
You and I are on the same field here, Tad. So just so you're aware.
Good.
Jay has said, and this is my next question. When's the last time you saw this movie? And Jay, for the first time, is I'm usually the one that hasn't seen the movie in this podcast, and now Jay's the one that hasn't seen the movie. So Jay, so you were just saying it kind of pulled you in. So tell me about that.
First off, I think Sam Elliott should narrate everything. I just love his voice. I do. It's just. I tell you what, it's just like it's the accent mixed with those bass tones. It's just. And by the way, thank God I had. I always keep the subtitles on just so I can get the gist of what. I don't have to go. What did he say? I got it. In fact, I don't think I would have understood that he said bear when he said bar. In when he was in the bowling alley, he says sometimes eat the bar. Yep. I would think you're eating the bar that you're going to, the bar. I was like, so I would said I have no idea what the hell he's talking about, because some people in one part of the country say bar instead of bear. For instance, that used to happen to me for when I watch, not to get sidetracked, but Back to the Future when they're playing the Ballad of David Crockett, killed him a bar when he was only 3. So same thing. I was like, I don't know. He just said,
yeah.
So by the way, that aside though, I think that he's talking.
That's interesting. I would love to know. See that. No, I'm sorry to interrupt, but that would be a great part of the Big Lebowski college course. Would be to discuss what region, you know what I mean? Because that's very interesting. Where do they say
I don't know.
I have no idea. And the first time I heard them, the first time I realized it was today because I was watching the movie again, just having it on the background. It was today. Dude, I've been watching this movie since forever. I've watched this movie 1,000 times. And every time you watch it, you pick up something new. I'm excited for you to watch it the fourth time.
Well,
that's that's when it starts to get good, actually.
And so when it started to,
that's true.
With the narration and the tumbleweed, it's funny. I'm not always the type of movie watcher that gravitates and says, "Oh my God, who directed this?" All the time. If it's great, I might say that, but I might not study who directed what over the years, unless it's obviously James Cameron does Terminator 2 and Terminator and specific ones that are giant. So the whole time I'm going, this really has a Raising Arizona feel. And I was like, I better look this up. I said, I'm going to look this up. And see who if it's the same. I knew it was the Coen brothers today, for this, and then I was like, there they are, they did that. So because I only associated the Coen brothers with Fargo, and I wasn't putting 2 and 2 for Raising Arizona. I was like, boy, this really feels like that, and so that already put me in a good mood. And when you're in a good mood to watch a film, it's easy to roll with that.
It's I just made a realization here talking to you because the Coen brothers, I think, when you do look through their body of work, whether it's, I think Raising Arizona, I could see those correlations, but something like Miller's Crossing, which is kind of a gangster movie.
It is.
And Fargo is so different from that. And they really only made one bad movie, which is called The Hudsucker Proxy. Because after I saw the Big Lebowski,
hold on, sir.
I'll give it another go.
Hudsucker Proxy is not that bad.
I'll give it another go. I will because I believe.
No, it's friggin' weird.
I believe in the Coen brothers. But
no, and I got to say to everybody's point, it smells of Coen brothers so hard. In this entire movie, I mean, they do have this aesthetic that you cannot get around. It's going to be weird. It's going to have these weird anachronisms. It's going to have this soundtrack. It's going to have these characters that you just can't stop watching. And most Coen Brothers movies are like that. And by that reason, it's not that digestible. Like Raising Arizona is not for everybody. No Country for Old Men is not for everybody. Lady Killers is not. Hail Caesar is not.
Oh gosh, can you just when I'm hearing these titles, I have to go on another Coen Brothers binge festival because it's just making me realize more and more how absolutely diverse they really are. They have their elements. And my favorite band is Ween. Like my number one favorite movie is The Big Lebowski. My number one favorite band is Ween. And what's interesting, the correlation that I just realized in talking about this is that they're the same in that Ween is genre defying as well. They'll do a song that sounds like Prince, and then they'll do a song that's like a catchy club song. They're basically what is it, parodying, or is that even the word, parodying?
Homage.
Paying homage to all these genres.
Yep.
So anyway, I didn't mean to interrupt, but
no, that's fine, because I want to know, like, they have this aesthetic, but every time you can't stop watching the movie for whatever reason. Like, your eyes go to the dude, and you're in on the dude. And there's something I got to bring up, and I'm hoping you guys picked up on it. I haven't seen this movie. I've seen this movie a lot, but I've seen this movie a lot in pieces. Like, I have the DVD, I have it on streaming, but if it's on a network and I'm flipping through, I'll pick up The Big Lebowski from the middle, and it's fine because you can put it on the background. It's almost like Star Wars. Like, I've seen Star Wars so many times, I don't need to sit down and watch Star Wars again. Like, I know where it is. I don't need to watch it.
It's almost is it comforting? It's almost like like let's have a piece of cinematic meatloaf right now, right?
Absolutely. And you sit down and what I liked about it is, Tad, something you said a moment ago, was there's something thematically I picked up on this movie in watching it this time that I never thought of before, that almost makes the movie kind of make sense, which is kind of neat. And before, and I'm gonna bring it up later because it's my big reveal. But
I like this. It's showing a little leg, a tease.
Oh no, this. I'm digging it. So the bottom line here is, Tad, and we're going to talk Big Lebowski in a minute. But Tad, since I've kind of whet the appetite of Coen Brothers, where are you on Oh Brother, Where Art Thou?
Sorry, guys. Hold 1 second.
Well, that wasn't the assignment.
Hang on 1 second.
All right. Oh.
All right. You all set?
Yep.
Yeah.
Do you need me? Sorry. My wife stepped on some glass. Well, she broke a glass in the kitchen and then stepped on it a little bit.
Oh, no.
So I just she came down the stairs to get something. I don't know.
Do you have to go?
Hang on 1 second, right? Just pause real quick. Sorry, folks. I'll be right back.
Yeah. That's all right.
We'll chat. So,
yeah.
where are you on Oh Brother, Where Art Thou?
Gosh, man, it's been so long since I saw that movie. Like, do I like it or not? Is that your question? Or
Yeah, where are you, like, compared to The Big Lebowski? Where is Oh Brother, Where Art Thou? Obviously not close. But
I mean, I haven't really thought about it.
Okay.
But I liked Oh Brother, Where Art Thou?
Mm-hmm.
And when I tell you, like I said before, I watch so little. Like I
That's right.
can't even stay awake for the ones that I haven't seen.
All right.
Right.
So
I'm talking about action movies. I can fall asleep during a chase scene at a James Bond movie, no problem. And
all right,
people
so
are baffled by that.
I suggest you go see like Kong versus Godzilla, because that was the loudest movie I've ever. I walked out of that theater, my ears were ringing. So maybe you don't want to, because you're a little protective of your ears now. But
here's one that'll blow your mind. I fell asleep during Solo, or no, yeah, Solo. I didn't fall asleep during the regular Solo, the Star Wars movie.
Yeah. All right.
Oh, you're saying you did too?
It's not a thrill a minute, but it's a good movie. I can see Rogue One would be difficult, because of the explosions, but anyhow.
Oh yeah, no, that was like a lullaby, that movie.
Oh, the sweet sound of explosions in space. Oh wait, that can't happen.
No, there must have been too many lulls because it couldn't hold me.
It didn't have me.
So yeah, do you think that there's that it says something about somebody? Do you think somebody that likes The Big Lebowski should like Oh Brother, Where Art Thou more or less than?
I think that if you like the aesthetic of The Big Lebowski, in that it's stunning characterization, it has people in it that you can't take your eyes off of. It has this soundtrack that is absolutely inignorable.
Definitely,
and it's got
that.
You know what I mean? Like, and in The Big Lebowski, you've got these 50s songs coming in, which is weird, and I hope Jake keeps all this because these are good points. But it's weird because the movie, let's get back to The Big Lebowski, it's an anachronism. It's all of the stuff, the songs are all from the 50s and 60s or before, right? The settings...
The Bob Dylan song. I mean, yeah, the cover of Hotel California, that's probably a 70s.
70s, but
Bob
even
Dylan.
then it sounds a little earlier than that because
Right.
it's got that merengue thing, right? So you've got people bowling in a 50s style bowlerama.
For
you've
sure.
You've got Jackie Treehorn's Playboy Mansion, which is absolutely like the furniture and the architecture is all Hugh Hef, like in the middle of nowhere kind of
I love
beach
that
party.
house. I would love to live at Jackie Treehorn's house.
Right. All the porn is from the 70s.
Right.
All the porn is from the 70s. But it's obviously not taking place in those times.
Interesting.
It's taking place in modern, again, L.A., Los Angeles. L.A. it's modern L.A. and again
Another weird pronunciation.
I know went in there Los Angeles.
I have never seen the Queen in her dang undies.
No, but so this movie is all over the place, and it's a little time capsule, right? It's harkening back to earlier days. I mean, you have a performance artist that's naked, hung from strings, flapping the painter. That's not a modern thing. That's like a 70s thing. So we've got a lot of weird inroads to other times in this movie, and that's one of the things that the Coen, in my opinion, that you can't stop watching it because your brain is constantly trying to figure out what's going on. What am I watching here?
Right.
Like and for a lot of people, that's not easily digestible. Right. Raising Arizona is not easily digestible. Lebowski is not easily digestible. And that's where, your point, Tad, you can tell a lot about a person from how much they like The Big Lebowski or any of those ilk movies, because it's just, or Fargo for that matter.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. Anyway,
We
so
gotta check on the patient. How's the glass situation?
She's all right. Yeah.
She
just couldn't put her foot down. But like when she got to the bathroom and was running the hydrogen peroxide on it, she was just like didn't know she could get it all by herself. Like
it's a lot. It's a lot.
Basically, had gotten it.
So
thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. What was I going to say about?
Do you know where we were before or no?
We're just where we are right now is we're just kind of talking about like the time period of this movie. So there's a lot of references to 50s and 60s culture, but the movie takes place in 1991 because of and we haven't even talked about Walter yet.
Right.
Or the dude for that matter, right?
But that is very astute of you, Chris.
Oh.
I mean, that makes you. How come you guys are called the crickets and not the critics? I can't even say either word at this point.
Okay.
Because of the
Are we
vodka.
allowed
I
to
understand.
discuss that?
Oh, sure. That's fine.
Okay.
No, yeah, it's fine. I wanted a name that would stick out. I'm a big Simpsons fan, and he once said, he once used that phrase thinking he was saying, the right phrase. So he had said, it's really not that hard being a film cricket.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
And so it was funny. I always laughed about it. And a podcast, I didn't want to be like any other name. Seems to be like, two guys watching movies.
Right.
Bob and Jim's film basement.
I've never read that. Is that really?
It's like,
I got to go listen
we're gonna
to
be
Bob
like
and
the
Jim's film basement and see their take on Lebowski when we're done.
Right. You know what I mean? So I was like, I want to stick out.
Yeah.
And so.
Well, I mean, you talk about.
And the joke is,
we're talking about a quotable, like the most quotable movie of all time, and Simpsons has got to be the most quotable TV show.
It's up there.
Garnish.
Absolutely.
It's up there.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah.
All right, so let's dig into let's dig into Jeffrey Lebowski. Okay, so
By the
we're
way,
introduced to
Chris.
yes.
You I don't think you did the actual rundown.
I didn't. Do we need to at this point?
No, but I just.
Okay.
Oh no, I want to
don't-
hear the
this
rundown.
movie
Don't
is so
jip
out
me.
there.
Did Chris Whitten get the rundown when he was on?
All right, we'll do the rundown. All right, here we go.
Well,
All right.
it's. Oh, by the way, it's nothing. It's nothing special. He reads basically the summary off of IMDb, and we say that, That's
Awesome.
what I'm saying. So it's not like
Yeah.
you missed an actual segment. I just meant
Yeah.
more like this movie's already kind of confusing, and I think we've been just sort of rattling off here and there, and it's
Yep.
like if we don't even give people a semi idea of what this is about.
Okay.
I'm calmer
Well,
than you are, man.
So-
I'm calmer than you are.
hey, I'm totally calm, dude. I don't know what you're talking about.
You know
All
what's
right.
so funny? We gotta do that rundown. I got a story about a guy that I worked with. The funniest response to that.
All right.
Now look, I'm doing teases. This is how
That's how radio works. All right, so today on the Film Crickets, we have the rundown 20 minutes in. 1998 film, Big Lebowski, rated R, directed by Joel and Ethan Cohen, written by Ethan and Joel Cohen, starring Jeff Bridges, John Goodman, Julianne Moore. We have, as usual, Steve Buscemi, David Huddleston, P. Seymour Hoffman, Tara Reid in her pre-Sharknado days, and don't forget Flea from the Red Hot Chili Peppers. Big Lebowski, we try to encapsulate the plot of this movie in one sentence, according to IMDb, and we get Jeff the Dude Lebowski, mistaken for a millionaire of the same name, seeks retribution for his ruined rug and enlists his bowling buddies to help get it. If you were able to encapsulate this movie in one sentence, that certainly sells it short, but that's generally what the deal is.
is excellent.
So, go ahead.
Oh, are we done with the rundown?
That's it, bro.
That was well done.
No, I was
Thank
just
you.
thinking,
Thank
like,
you.
here we
Very
are
smooth.
rattling
Thank you.
off
Thank
about
you.
like different aspects, and then like it's already can be a confusing film for some, as we said, and then we probably were way more confusing only because we didn't even give people an idea what it was about. So go ahead. You could
Trust
tell.
me, you're gonna have enough
friend there.
cult followers of the Big Lebowski listening to this that you don't have to worry about newcomers.
Yeah.
I mean, hopefully somebody gets
yeah.
confused and they're like, "Well, I gotta see this." They're talking about the beef. It's what's for dinner guy.
Yeah.
Like opening up the film. So.
Oh, yeah. You're right.
I was going to tell you this was funny because we were talking about that quote from the Big Lebowski where the dude is going crazy about the toe. I think that was at that point, and and he goes, "Calmer than you are." Or whenever it was in the movie, he goes, "I'm calmer than you are, dude. I'm calmer than you are," and he keeps repeating that as he does so many lines. But so that's one of those quotable parts of that movie. And so I was arguing or having a heated discussion on when I was on Coast 93.3, and Brian Mulhern, who's a hysterical guy, is on Cat Country now, actually, good buddy of mine. And so we were on the air together, and we were in a heated argument, and he was going crazy like the dude was in that section, and so I was just like, I just referenced the movie on the air because he was going so crazy. It reminded me of that, so I go, "I'm calmer than you are, dude," and he kept on going off, and I go, "I'm calmer than you are, dude," and nobody would get that reference, but his response to it was, "You're calmer because you're not talking to an idiot."
Now that
was a great
okay.
line. I thought. It was
that's
great.
good stuff.
Yeah.
So Tad, we've mentioned a couple of times here, this movie is a little weird, and I'll dish this off to Jay or Tad, whoever wants to pick up this mantle. Can someone please tell me, as quickly and succinctly as possible, what the hell the plot of this movie is? Like, what is going on? Like, what is pushing this thing forward? Who wants to take it? Or I'll take it.
No, I think, Jay, what do you think? Because you just saw it for the first time. You're probably like, I've watched it 100 times, and I'm not sure I can answer that question.
I'm not trying to put anybody on the spot,
no.
because it's a convoluted story.
It's
right?
just insane. Like it takes so many. It's a roller coaster. And it's also presented in such a, like, they're also using, like, when there's the sequence where he's actually inside a bowling ball, so you've got there's like the visual thing going on, and there's I think that's why people watch it again and again. Maybe it's the holy grail of plots.
Yeah.
Right.
So who wants it? Jay, you want to do it?
I'm not gonna attempt the actual question. No.
Okay.
But I will say this. Because it's just like, I'm so new to this that I'm not going to go, it's this. This is it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But I would say,
maybe
let's compare it to Pulp Fiction. Because not that it's a similar film necessarily. I don't want people to go, I'm going to watch that because I love Pulp Fiction. No, but Pulp Fiction is all over the place. You know what I mean? Like, it's very unconventional. Nobody knows what's in the briefcase. There's always people, having their theories. But what I'm saying is, when you watch that for the first time, it really is like, what the hell was that? You could still love it, but say, what the hell was that? You know what I mean? Because it was so all over the place, but still felt like you still felt like you got it in a way. You know what I mean? Like, you might have to just go revisit and feel that again and then say, okay, I got a little more, or I have a new perspective. So I would say it's just, maybe there's no clear answer.
Do you guys,
unless you ask the Coen brothers.
Do you guys think that the characters in Pulp Fiction make you want to watch it again and again? Because I think all the characters in The Big Lebowski, each of them calls to a different part of, at least one. And then for me, Donnie, we've all felt like we wanted to desperately fit in and tried to fit in and just couldn't. You hang out with those guys that are just cooler than you, and so they're always telling you to shut the F up, and you're just like, I'm the walrus. You just want to participate. You just want to be liked. And the more they push you away, the more. So we've all been that guy, and anybody who's been sort of lazy or smoked pot or even had a friend that did that, or the guy that was just so laid back all the time, like all of the, and I don't think I could be wrong, but I'm just trying to figure out why I don't want to watch Pulp Fiction every weekend, and I do want to watch The Big Lebowski every weekend, and could watch
I think
I would say I only compared them because they were so boom, 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 boom. They were all over the place.
Sure.
So
I would
it
say,
wasn't your typical film.
Yeah,
right.
And
sure.
I would also say that like Pulp Fiction's a masterpiece, but it's a tough watch. Whereas you can just watch The Big Lebowski, and it's not a tough watch. It's really weird, but because it's so quotable, and because all the characters are so well defined, like shimmering on the screen, like this is this person. There is no doubt. The dude is the dude. Walter is Walter. Donnie is Donnie.
Right.
Jackie Treehorn is well developed. The porn stars are well developed.
Yeah.
So it doesn't. You know what I mean? They're so easy to watch.
The Marmot is well developed.
Yeah, I know the Marmot. It was a ferret, wasn't it? A ferret?
It was a ferret, but he said nice
Yes.
marmot. I don't know. He calls it a marmot.
Yeah.
Varmint. No, I think he's saying varmint.
Look it up. I don't know.
All right.
And that's
whatever.
the other thing is I heard bar. You heard bear. I mean, right?
Oh no, I heard
the Laurel
bar,
and
but
Yanni
luckily
thing,
the word said bear.
Is the dress
What's that?
blue or gold? I don't know.
Oh, stop it. So my point with that question, and I usually have one, is that if you try to describe the plot of this movie, it's that Jeffrey Lebowski's a loser. Or I'm going to do my best. Jeffrey Lebowski is a lazy loser who writes a check for half and half for 69 cents from Ralph's. By the way, and anyone ever been to L.A., you have to go get, and you're a Lebowski fan, you have to get a picture by a Ralph's supermarket just to say you've been to Ralph's. Nice. But anyway.
Do you have to sample the half and half? Like,
yes,
I think that's so
from the mustache.
Awesome. Like, everybody digs into the pretzels with their when they're at the grocery store, right?
I know,
I just recently grabbed like a protein bar, and I just went to the counter only with the packaging. To do that with half and half is next level.
It is. That's good stuff. You want your White Russian. So generally we have
the mustache makes it though.
Oh, that's the best because you don't have to say what's going on.
So it's always like right there. It's all like gross.
Yeah.
But so Jeffrey Lebowski is in the middle of a mistaken identity situation. There's another Lebowski who's a millionaire, who has a wife who's too young for him, who is siphoning money off of a porn star, a porn producer, who owes money. She owes him money. So he comes after the dude who is Jeffrey Lebowski, thinking it's somebody else.
Yeah, dude.
Right?
You know what? This like a log line for anything is supposed to be one sentence.
Right. That's what I mean. So we've got this mistaken identity thing. We've got the rich Lebowski embezzling money to pay the ransom for his missing wife, who was supposed to be kidnapped but isn't kidnapped. She just went away for a while.
Don't give away the end.
My point.
Oh no, this whole thing's a spoiler. Yeah,
no, it's okay. Right?
Who can stay awake?
She's just gone away for a while, but some porn stars who work for Jackie Treehorn hear about this and decide to ransom. Like she has been kidnapped, but she hasn't been kidnapped, and oh boy! And the thing is, like
you sound like somebody trying to describe their dream.
Yeah, I'm saying. Right. Well, but Tad, you're making my point,
right?
Because if you look at it, the dude who is a stoner loser, likable. I'm not saying those things are bad things, right? He says himself, he's a lazy man. He just does his thing. He just wants to be the dude.
Right.
Isn't that what we all want? We just want to, just let me do my thing. I just want to do my thing. Leave me alone. I don't want to get involved with anything. Just let me do my thing. And the dude just wants to do his thing. And the way that the dude does his thing, which is high. But, okay, so, and that's fine. But my point is that he's in every scene of this movie. He's in every single scene. And the story develops only after the dude figures something out. Like, we don't have anything behind the scenes. No one's explaining what's going on. All of our information for this movie is coming through the eyes of the dude. So, of course, it's going to be messed up because it's coming through the eyes of the dude. Right. And in the dude's world, this is as much sense it can possibly make. If you put it through the eyes of somebody else, not in the movie, because everybody in the movie is messed up one way or another. But if you put it through a normal person's eyes, the story would make sense. But it doesn't make sense. It's kind of a mess because it's gone through the eyes of as the dude understands it. So that makes it really interesting to watch because you're only getting information from him. And of course it's going to be messed up.
Also, the overwhelming confused feeling that you have is the overwhelming confused feeling that the dude would have. Because far out, man, like I'm just getting, this is all, and I think that we are, that it's not just happening to him, but maybe the vision was let's make people feel like him, and is that maybe why the music is from the 50s and it's jumping around in time because why?
Yeah, that's. Like his day starts so many times.
It's his music. It's his music. It's the music he would listen to. Right. It's the kind of porn that he remembers maybe seeing as a kid. I'm trying to put that together, but
no, that's absolutely legit.
Like
he's
it's his
such
fantasy
a good
world.
guy.
Maybe he's at Draco Treehorns the whole time, and the whole story is told through somebody who's drugged.
Maybe, but I didn't think of that.
This is what I'm saying, boys. This has got to be a college course. This is too much.
He's such a good dude. I don't mean to, but he's such a good guy. And prime example, first off, his landlord wants him to go and watch this awful show that he's in, and he does. And that's a good person. That goes and watches that awful thing that he's like, what the hell? But he's just sitting there going, yeah, cool. So for that, and then also Donnie, Steve Buscemi dies later in the film. Spoiler alert. But after the ashes are spread, he finally calls out. What's his name? The character. What's his character? Walter. You know, I mean, like, and just what's all this crap about Vietnam? You know what I mean? Like, as you're like, why'd you say that at Donnie's memorial?
He puts up with it.
Yeah, but like, you know, finally, the dude shows how good of a person, you know, he is deep down. Like, you know, he really just, he's not a bad. There's not an ounce of bad in him. You know what I mean? He just wants to just go through life chilling, relaxing, having, you know, enjoying people, enjoying others, or whatever. You know what I mean? Like I said, he goes and sees that stupid show for his landlord. You know what I mean? Like, and then he tries to solve most of this with the least amount of conflict possible. Like, don't go beat up the car. You know, when Walter goes to destroy that vet. Come on. And by the way, guys, the kid that they interrogate, does that not represent every teenager today that does not fear consequences? Two people are basically threatening you. And he's like, you know, not even semi-worried. Like, every teenager today is like, yeah, I don't care. I'm not worried. So funny.
Yeah. Well, he could have said, hey, I don't have a briefcase full of money, or the briefcase had 2 phone books in it. I mean, he could have said that, but he didn't say that.
Hey, with the spoilers.
Well, you know, they have to go watch the movie.
I'm curious if because all the characters in the movie represent either people that we have in our lives or people that we are in our lives, right? But every single character. And I think more so over time. Maybe that's why you watch it 1,000 times, and every time it gets better because you know more of the characteristics of those people. But I would ask. I was wondering if you guys thought any of those characters, the main characters, Donnie, Walter, and the dude, if there was anything bad or about them. Like, everybody's a good guy because they're all us.
Well, except all right, Walter's a little too hard. Walter's a little too hard for my taste. Like, you know what I mean? A guy whips out a gun in a bowling alley.
But hold on, though. You're right.
Don't we all know that guy? Like, haven't you?
And I don't want to hang out with that guy.
Or isn't there?
You don't really?
Not.
You seem like more of like a dude character.
We all without the drugs, but yeah.
Walter is, but Walter is an interesting character because he's kind of damaged goods. So we all know somebody that's damaged goods. He'll say things like, and pardon the expressions here, but he'll say things like, I'm totally calm, dude, or after he freaks out.
Right.
And he says, I'm totally calm. Or he says, the preferred is Asian American after he calls somebody else a camel humper.
Right.
You know what I mean?
The Chinaman is not the issue here.
And the Chinaman he's talking about was a Korean person. So, I mean, he obviously has, he's got some issues, but at the end of the day, he wants to help his ex-wife because he can't get over the past, right? And the dude says to him, he's like, you got to get over the past. Vietnam, your ex-wife, he can't get over it. And we know a lot of people like that.
Yeah.
Maybe not to the point where you're going to draw a gun on somebody because market zero, you're breaking the rules. Doesn't anyone here give a shit about the rules? We've all felt that. Maybe not to the degree. So Walter is a really good encapsulation of a lot of people, just like Donnie is, right? Donnie is that guy that is, I just wants to hang out, and it's really sad to see. So there's a bit of, and here's a bigger point that I was going to get to, is that all the characters in the movie are character traits of everybody else. So Walter is that reactionary guy. Donnie is the guy that just wants to hang around.
Just wants to fit in. Right.
Just wants to fit in. We know, the strumpy Bunny Lebowski. We know somebody that's like that.
We know an old rich guy who doesn't, who's a father figure. I think that guy.
But a selfish person who came into something but doesn't really deserve it, right? So there's all these people, but the dude is unlike anybody. as far as I'm concerned, like the dude stands apart. And my point is, and this goes to, and this is where you might like this tag because this is like college course, but Lebowski Film Study 101. But Sam says that the stranger, who is God, by the way, Sam Elliott is God, obviously, because he's omniscient. He says at the end, there goes the dude taking it easy for the rest of us sinners.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So really, the dude, if you think about it, the dude is kind of the sacrificial lamb. You know what I mean? He's back in the oldie days, and I'm talking like Middle East AD 12, like way back in the day, there was they took a lamb, and all the sinners took, everybody from the village would like stick things in the lamb and then send the lamb out into the desert to die. And that was a way of absolving their sins. And that's the dude in the movie. He's the sacrificial lamb. He's the one taking it easy for everybody else. Everybody else in that movie has a giant problem except the dude. And he's the one that's taking it easy for the people that can't take it easy. So he has to take it easy to like a next level because he's got to take it easy for everybody else, which is why we want to keep watching the dude. And that's why there are now religions based on dude philosophy where you could be ordained as a dudist priest and like the whole 9 yards, which is cuckoo. But I mean, not to, if any dudists out there, I'm sorry,
dude. You're talking to a different. The dudist, they go to the dudist colony, right?
Yeah, right. I know, and they have like there's a thing. So that is something I took away from this time, and I know that's like really heady, and I might be way off base, and people might email me going, "You're being way too much on this," but that's the way I look at it, man. Like he's the only one that doesn't have a thing. Everything happens to the dude. The dude does nothing.
Well, everything happens to the dude, and the dude remains relatively calm until he's absolutely pushed to the brink at the end.
Right.
And I was going to say the dude is meditation. The dude is what, if anybody sees that movie, and that, like, because you can't relate as much to, well, I mean, you might have in your 20s, but nobody at that age is that chill. Right, overall.
No.
And
even getting your head dunked in the toilet.
Definitely, Walter. He's like, I got to look down there and see if it's right. Or like, he's like, all that's going on. Most of us would be like, what's going on? Call the cops. And the guy's like, what is this holding up the bowling ball? He's like, clearly you're not a golfer, right? I mean, he's so chill. And, in contrast, like, I would say he's the A character in the movie, and then Walter's the B character, clearly, right? At least of those two. And Walter's the exact opposite. Walter is operating at 90% resting capacity as far as his brain activity goes. He's already pissed off about the war and his brothers, and all of that. And so what as calm as he wants to claim that he is, he's one little, I mean, he makes mountains out of molehills, he'll explode.
In the blink of an
eye,
eye,
it takes the whole movie for the dude to do that.
Yeah. But in the blink of an eye, Walter will rip a guy's ear off, and you see it happen, and you're not that surprised. Like
my absolute favorite thing that happens with Walter, and I take such joy from it, is when he the chaos of him and the dude trying to figure out what's going on, throwing the ringer where he like jumps out of the car and the Uzi is going off and he's throwing. I mean, it's just, he's like, get the wheel. Like, I just love how quickly, and it's like, holy crap, this guy is a lunatic.
Yeah. Yep. And he's in security, by the way. He's shub stack security. Like, that's his job. He's like a security guard, but would you want him there? I don't know. Like, I don't know that I want him guarding my stuff. He's going to do something nutty. Yeah. But that's.
I wouldn't want. I just
stuff.
My whole thing was like, when I said that, I wouldn't want to like just hang out with a dude like that. Like, that's that wound that tight. Like, boom. It's like, Jesus Christ, right. Chill, man. But just because he's so frightening, and that, but obviously he's still also a good guy, right. Deep down, because he looks, he still
like
does
a caricature things. Of. He's a caricature of a person that we all know,
right?
That we do hang out with, but we would never hang out with. You're right. about hang out with John Goodman because I think he's
Sure,
and,
sure, yeah.
Jeffrey, those guys like they're gods to me because they're so good at it. But I definitely that character. But I do have friends. I have several. Like I have people in my life that fill all the characteristics of Walter. Individually, they're okay. Collectively, they would be annoying. You know? And the fact that Donnie wants to hang out with him, how sad is that?
My wife said, "Why does Donnie want to hang out with them?"
Right.
Like they all well, dude doesn't treat him like shit, but boy, Walter just he loses his mind. Shut the fuck up, Johnny. Why? And Donnie just sits there like
because I think the ultimate thing is he still has that hope that he will be accepted.
Yeah,
like he sort of is. He's on the team. They like him somewhat. They include him, but they still, John Goodman's still like, fuck you. So the problem is that he gets the taste of the good, and he keeps craving it. So it's just that's why he's not going anywhere.
It's a character. He's a characterization of wanting to fit in.
Mm-hmm.
So like Walter, is a collection of all of this thing. We've all been in that on one level or another, but nobody would stay through that kind of abuse.
Right.
But what is an example, Jay, of what of like a carrot that somebody hands Donnie? When is Donnie taken? When is he shown that he's in the fold at all? Do you guys? Until he's dead. And then, even then, his going away speech is like, I mean, it's like Walter doesn't know anything about him, right?
Right.
Yeah. No.
And also, if I picked up on this is that he's throwing when he's bowling. His only thing that we know him for is his bowling, and he throws strikes every time he's on the screen, except for the scene before he dies.
How do you pick this up? You read the book. You took the course. You took the college course.
No, but it's and he kind of when he doesn't throw the strike, he goes like that, and it's almost ominous. Like, well, I guess that's the end of my run because I'm not throwing strikes anymore. And he throws strikes the whole movie, and no one says anything
because he's still
no one ever recognizes the fact that he keeps throwing strikes.
Not the rug in the house, but I meant the rug of the three.
Right.
So like,
wait a minute, Jay. Is Donnie the rug that holds the relationship of the room together? Boom!
You're welcome.
Mic drop. I'm out.
You're welcome. You are welcome.
Oh my God! Incredible.
I'm back. No, that was really stupid what I just said.
No. It's funny because
just so you guys, while we're on that topic, I have the mouse pad that holds the desk together.
Nice.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Now, I had heard through another guest that we had.
Wow.
That he bought a special edition that is shaped like a bowling ball for the DVD or something, or Blu-ray. Did you get that? Or
Oh yeah. Do you have that?
What is it? It comes with
apparently
there's
a package for a special edition Blu-ray or something that is like got a bowling ball case. So I didn't know if you had seen that or heard of it, but now you're intrigued.
I have some bobbleheads. How much is that?
I don't know. I haven't even seen it. But
are you a sales guy?
Was that no?
Oh, you have it.
Oh wow!
Is that a that? Yeah, I've seen that one. Yeah, but I've already got a bobblehead.
Still in the box. Still in the box.
Are you trying to? Is this just a big ploy to sell me merch?
Right.
Is that what's happening?
It's we need to drive up
getting
our
his whole collection out over here.
We need to drive up our numbers. So this is how we do it. We sell DVDs.
That was incredible, dude. That was like at the end of the. That was like at the end of the concert where the person on stage goes, or Kenny Chesney would be like, "Y'all," and then people are booing. No, but he goes, y'all can go buy my new CD in the back. You're like, it's still in the box. We're going to start the bidding at $5. I wish I had my bobblehead here. I have a bobblehead that I put my windscreen for my microphone on the dude every day, and it covers his eyes, but he doesn't care. He's laid back about that. And then I have like this figurine that's Walter, and it comes with a Pomeranian. Have you seen that?
That's awesome. No, I have not seen that.
We'll start the bidding on that at $15.
$15.
Do you
Signed
think-
by no one.
Do you think, like, this was a very deep conversation about the Big Lebowski? Do you think that we could send this to the masterclass people?
I think they'd like
would
it.
Pick this up?
Absolutely. No doubt about it.
Has this been the most trying, like the Big Lebowski movie, has this been the most trying listen?
No, it's been a blast.
No, not at all.
Trying,
No,
but
not at all.
enjoyable, and you'll listen
Absolutely.
to get it again.
Yes.
So I was thinking,
if you're sedated
why
enough.
don't we you wanna do Final Judgment?
Yeah, let's go for it.
Do we? I mean, have we covered all the bases?
It's time now
We have.
for Final Judgment. Are you ready to rubber stamp this bitch? Here's the Final Judgment.
Sorry about that. I didn't realize you were going to ask another question.
No,
Sorry, bro.
Trust me, I'm all in. Who gives the final judgment? I love this.
We
This is
all do.
basically where we
Not the people at Gillette Stadium.
basically where we all decide whether it holds up. I think by the tone that we've all talked in today, I think that's an absolute. But we all go in our individual moment where we talk about why we think it does or does not. But like I said, I think it's a foregone conclusion. So I don't know. You want me to start? Seeing that it was my first time ever.
Yeah,
Sure.
go for it.
So I would say absolutely, and I think people already have a history with these two guys for one, so they kind of. Not that this is exactly what they expect from their film. They don't sit there and go, "Oh yeah, I was hoping it was going to be all over the place." And no, but there's like a trust there, I think, because of other things that they've done. Like I said, the Raising Arizona, which, like I said, I didn't even know they did that. I had to say check. And obviously Fargo, it's really out there, but you get a lot of laughs. I mean, in Fargo, you got this foot sticking out of a wood chipper, which is absolutely disgusting, and they turn it around a minute later, and you're laughing your ass off because you hear this police officer going, "I bet you that was your friend back there in the wood chipper, huh?" And it's just and the accents. So I'm saying you get a lot of good vibes, even though there's this darkness mixed in with this comedy. So it's sort of a you get it. So it's for the right people. It absolutely holds up. Is it for everybody? No. But what I mean, we've already covered that at the beginning. It's not for everyone because it's a certain taste. But like I said, I picked up on the vibe. That, like I said, it felt like Raising Arizona at the beginning, with the tumbleweed or whatever, and the whole sensation. So absolutely, it was a fun time. So thank you for bringing this to our podcast.
Excellent.
Yeah. And when we're talking about holding up, are we talking? How do you mean
Okay.
hold up? Because I got a few.
Well, there's
things that I can
you know
say
what?
about
I look at
holding
it
up.
this
Are there
way.
rules for how it holds up?
No.
No.
In fact, we could come up every week and say, well, it's got this weird tech that nobody has since then, or in the 90s they didn't have all the cell phones exactly like we have now, and no, it's in that sense,
right.
We already know that's a thing that is not going to be there. So it's besides that, and at the same time, I think my personal way of looking at it,
Right.
I think hold up could I take somebody today, maybe a 20-something, or could I take them to see such a film, and would they get something out of it? Might they like it? I think they might. You know what I mean? That type of
Yeah.
thing. So it's
Yep.
it's an opinion.
Or hold up could be something that they made in the 80s that is now would be considered completely misogynistic, homophobic, xenophobic, but we just ate it up back.
The Chinaman,
Yeah.
but even that is
Right, they called him
addressed.
out, yeah.
So
Yeah,
that's which is great.
Yeah.
That's because I mean that's the difference. That's a big thing that makes this movie hold up. It's not. Even though it is offensive, they address it, which is almost like, hey, sorry. So I would say this. Just I think the only two things that don't hold. I mean, besides Chris was talking about they're playing music from the '50s and they're showing porn from the '70s and it's based in the '90s. So in that, the reference, this line, don't cross this line, drawing a line in the sand from Bush.
Yep.
The fact that the ransom, that we're talking about $1 million, it's ridiculous ransom, for these times. And other than that, the only thing that I would think of is I did a little test on my son with Superman. And we're not gonna get into a whole conversation about that, but I've always long said, why are they I'd complain every time they came out, like when they redid the Karate Kid, when they redid this movie, that movie. I'm always like, well, Footloose, the original was in color. Why don't we just watch the original? Why do we have to watch, the remake? And though the Big Lebowski isn't a remake, what I realized showing my son, who's 6 now, probably when he was 5, Superman, is, man, that takes forever to get going. The credits run 10 minutes. You don't even get to see Superman in his Superman outfit until 45 minutes to an hour in. And so in terms of, and so that's a big test that I always look at movies. Do they hold up? Is that the Big Lebowski gets right to the effing. It gets it doesn't waste time, and you're curious about what's to come before they even roll the credits, and the credits are pretty enjoyable. So I think, look, could my son sit through the credits of this? Because you got to sit through the credits to see the rest of the movie.
Yep. Yeah, I always long said that about Superman. It's a great movie, but why were the credits 12 minutes long? And there's nothing else going on.
We used to. It was a whole cinematic experience. And now notice, I mean, even TV shows, theme songs to TV shows went from these songs by Alan Thicke to Breaking Bad. And a lot of shows are just like boing. It's like a little logo.
And let's not forget too that the title card comes at the end of the movie now.
Right.
Right? Like it's at the end of the movie.
And it runs fast while they promote what the next movie is.
Right.
If it's on TV. It's like, who cares about these people? You had a good time, didn't you?
Buy some shit. So we got 2 yeses, and I'm gonna sit firmly in the camp of yes as well. I don't think there's a lot that ages it. I don't think there's a lot that it was a gag then that wouldn't be funny now. I don't think there's any storytelling element that is. I think it's pretty timeless in the way that it's been put together. I think that if you release this movie now, it would be received like it was then. I think it would probably bomb first and then would have a life after. Right. Because it's not. It would be the same thing. Like, not everybody's going to go flock to see it. What's the movie?
May I interrupt?
It's Walter and the dude with a bowling ball.
Yeah.
Like, what the hell is this? And even if you
intrigued.
saw Jay, I got you. Hold on. And even if you saw the trailer for it, like, I don't think a lot of people rush out to see it. In a lot of Coen Brothers movies, that happens. It kind of tanks, and then it breathes new life after, and then people start to quote it and all that stuff. So, Jay, go ahead. I'm sorry.
You nailed it right there. The trailer never drew me in. And this is why I have and I heard it was great, but it's just one of those, I'm sure you can relate. People can rave about a film over the years, and then you go, oh yeah, I have to see that. Oh yeah, I have to see that. And it just never comes up. And if it's there, it's on Netflix. But you go, yeah, but, and then you just keep surfing because you never got drawn in the beginning. So it's but this, this is obviously awesome because in this moment it's well, all right, got to watch it now. But it's just that's the main reason I've been so long. Is because
it is the greatest.
I didn't get to see it because the trailer just was I don't know what the hell's going on. I don't want to see that. But go ahead. You
guys began this episode of your podcast sort of asking me why does this call? Why is this your number one? You know what I mean? And I think I said something along the lines of, I think that you would imagine that I'm pretty proud that it took this. You guys asked me what movie it is, and if that got one guy sit through the Big Lebowski and put a stamp of approval on it after it came out so many years ago. I think it's 1999, which is a little late in your.
No, it was
span
8.
of
I think it was
years.
98. Yeah.
But
Yep.
it
98.
qualifies 98. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool, and that's proof that it does stand the test of time. Maybe.
Absolutely. Yep.
Quite the
Agreed.
assignment.
Awesome. And thank you for bringing it to us. So, Jay, wanna get us
Well,
out of
actually,
here?
Tad, if you just maybe want to plug, how people can check things out that you're doing, and
All right, sure. Number one, I'm going to watch the Hudsucker Proxy. I want to let you guys know
no.
that.
Oh, brother, where art thou?
I mean, I
where-
saw that, but you said Hudsucker Proxy is a good...
You should rewatch
so
Hudsucker
I'll
Proxy.
rewatch that, and then you have me on, and I'll tell you how I slept through 90% of it. But and that crossed the line in weirdness. But anyway, I'm on B98.5 in Atlanta weekday mornings. It's Tad and Drex, and we have Kara on our show. So 3-person, just kind of a bunch of friends hanging out, talking about what's going on and stuff. So if anybody wants to check that out, we have our own app, B98.5 Atlanta. You can listen on all the other platforms where you find it, podcasts and all of that. So, I mean, if you care enough to look, you'll find it. And
We
thank you
care,
guys
Tad.
so much. Yeah, and
that
it's
was
so
super.
great connecting with you guys, and great to see Jay after so many years. And I think you guys are doing a really cool thing. I enjoyed being. This has taken the Big Lebowski to a whole new depth, and I love it. I want to watch it again.
that's awesome.
Fantastic.
I learned a lot.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That's great.
So, thank
Cool.
you.
Well, thanks
Excellent.
again. Folks, if you're only listening to us and you don't realize yet, we are also on YouTube. So we have a YouTube channel if you want to check us out. The video version of this podcast will be up. And if you want to get a hold of us, it's filmcrickets8099 at gmail.com. And we're also on Twitter and Facebook. So, check us out. We appreciate you staying this long. And we'll see you next week. Take care.